Hey, today we're at the Missouri Museum of Military History in Jefferson City. It's connected with the Missouri National Guard. It's at the Ice Skeleton Facility, which is located just east of Jefferson City on Highway 5063, probably about 10 miles. So we're just going to kind of walk around and check out their outdoor displays that they have here. Quite a few things that are on display here. M901 improved tow vehicle with the hammerhead on it. Tow missile launchers, basically an M113 with reloadable tow launchers. So that hammerhead would pop up and pop down when it was in firing position. F-15 from the 110th Fighter Squadron in St. Louis. A few times I was flying out of St. Louis Lambert Field, and these were sitting there ready to go because they were stationed right there at the civilian airport, and it was right across the Lambert Field from where they were built. McDonnell Douglas, which is currently it's marked as Boeing. But let's see, when was this one built? Doesn't really say. It says that these are going to be in service till 2025. They've actually just launched a new version of this, but it'll be around for quite a while. Okay. So then it looks like we got a helmet here. This is a wrecker. The A1 M984 wrecker. So I believe it can just pull things on top of it. Again, these are logistics vehicles. Not my wheelhouse, don't know anything about them. This would be in a later model, replaced the Deuce and a Half. This is a palletized load system. Remember when these came into service. The one challenge of these, especially when these are as a cargo truck, is the bed sits up so high that if you have to get out during an ambush, you can almost bust your ankles jumping out of it. So let's go over here. It's a Sheridan. I covered a Sheridan on the one that's over by the Columbia American Legion Hall, American Legion Park. It's been repainted. I need to go back there and take a look at it. Once they painted it, this is here. I believe this is an MLTVB. It's been a few years since I did Soviet vehicle recognition. Gotta be kind of short to be in there. It's got a dozer blade. Again, these are getting blown up left and right. In Ukraine, there's a final drive for it. Sort of a jerry can, probably just carried extra coolant maybe. Don't know. It's a Cobra. These used to be with the Missouri Guard at Whiteman Air Force Base. I worked with this unit probably around 1991-92. It was December before the Gulf War. Because I was reading the intel traffic for the Saddam considering an invasion of Iraq. And we brought in a couple of these to Fort Leonard Wood to do some exercises. So, and I took the crew to lunch from one of these. So, Here's the M-wrap. Again, these are designed to be mine resistant. The way the body is structured on these is to deflect the blast upward and outward. So I don't think they really are using these anymore. Kind of a specific thing that was built in a hurry for the Afghanistan war in Iraq. And I think these are going out in full military sales. Again, it's got the same issue regarding just how high the doors are. I mean, these doors are 4 feet off the ground here. So getting in and out of them can be a real challenge, especially under fire. But the whole idea of them being so tall is that you've got more space, you got more ground clearance, and then also it helps dissipate the explosion before it hits the bottom of the vehicle. So let's see, Easy 8 Sherman. It's been here for a number of years. It was repainted a few years ago. This is the same one. I'm not sure if this is the same one. It's a little rough for having been repainted recently. So this may be a different Easy 8. Some movie guns. Not sure what these are. .23 caliber gun. So these were used in the Navy militia. Looks like they have 2 of them. Up armored Humvee. Didn't really work with these when I was in tow units. Pack howitzer. I know that the Missouri Guard had 3 of these. One of these was used by Mizzou, or ROTC when I was there. It was kept out at the Guard Armory in Columbia and brought down for games. And I think they had 3 total, and 2 of them are at Mizzou in the entrance of Crowder Hall. I believe they call them the Mazookas. And some sort of a Soviet anti-aircraft piece. Not sure what caliber. Like we got a Bailey Bridge. You can get 100 feet of bridge anywhere. I believe it. Who was it? Outlaw said that? Anyway. They were still teaching these as of the 90s. Because I believe I coordinated the attack of one of the Apaches on one of these being built by bridging students at Fort Leonard Wood the summer before Saddam struck. I believe it was in late July. Okay, F-4 Phantom. These were used by the same unit that now flies the F-15 out of Lambert. Phantom 2, again built by McDonnell Douglas right across the airfield from the plant, or where these were actually assigned. So I'm not sure where this one served, but again, if you put a big enough engine on anything, it will fly. Looks like an M60. Lots of these around VFW, American Legion posts. M60A3. I think I videoed one of these up in Quincy. You can kind of see lots of these around. And then we have the C-130. You know, this particular aircraft, okay, it's from the 139th. The 139th is based out of Rosecrans Field in St. Joseph, Missouri. And I flew with these guys, maybe even on this plane, a couple of times. I went to the Advanced Airlift Tactics Training Center, which is taught at Rosecrans Field in St. Joe. And the flying's done at Fort Huachuca. And some of the most demanding flying that you'll ever do for these pilots. They're basically teaching them to avoid missiles, fighters, and AAA on the ground. So, I don't know if there's any history on this bird. I have to go back and look at some of my old photos to see if I actually flew on this one. Let's see here. Okay, it doesn't really say. Just general history on the aircraft itself. So what we did at the Advanced Airlift Tactics Training Center, at that point I was the only Army person to go through that school because of my assignment at US Transcom. That would have been in the spring of 2020, maybe 1999, something like that. But so we were flying, so we flew down to Arizona in maybe this aircraft, I'm not sure. And we basically, they're teaching them to fly over mountains and then drop the wing and fall down the other side. So the left seat's the pilot, the right seat's the co-pilot, the flight engineer would be in the middle, and then the nav would sit there. I believe the navigator was removed later on. So when I was flying on the flight bridge, I was basically standing right up here, about right here, and the plane was going all over the damn place. It was bouncing up and down, and we'd fly over a mountain and fall down the other side and stuff. So good memories. Let me get out of here without falling. And another story about this is I was flying with a active duty crew out of Pope Air Force Base, and I always thought they were kind of shady AF to begin with. I much preferred to fly with the Missouri Guard crews because they were all like airline pilots, and you know, they're people who've been on active duty and done their flying time and gone off to do other things. Well, these guys from Pope Air Force Base were about to do the most dangerous flying that they've ever done in their life, and in a C-130 at least. And those guys were out drinking the night before, so we were getting ready to take off. And we were supposed to fly at like 9, plane was broke. I think we lifted off maybe about 11. And the navigator was so sick he was on oxygen. He put on his oxygen mask before we took off to try and cure his hangover. Shortly after we got in the air, the flight engineer started puking. And then we started doing all this brutal flying. Just, you know, things that you wouldn't think that you could do in a C-130. In fact, one of the guard aircraft, the guy overbanked it, and they had to ground the aircraft until they inspected it again. So in other words, you're only taking a certain angle in flight, and he overbanked the aircraft. So anyway, so the nav was on oxygen, the flight engineer was puking, and I'm a sympathetic puker, so when I start puking, of course, then they all start making fun of the Army guy who's puking, and I was the third one on the aircraft that got sick, to include the flight crew. So Anyway, I got the biggest puker shirt. Although, in my defense, that aircrew from Pope Air Force Base is puking way before me. But they have to make fun of the Army guy. So, oh, hello. So those are the outside displays here at the Missouri Military Museum in Jeff City.